Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the 3 Show. I'm your host, Vinny Paracelli. We have reached the postseason. We started the year with 31 clubs, and we are now down to 20. 5 divisions, 4 teams in each bracket, 1 representative from each, and a wild card will make their way to St. Peters, Missouri to compete for the Fraser Cup. We had 21 teams just 24 hours ago. Let's take a look at how we got to our final 20. The Sharks and Bobcats had to play in a play-in series for the right to take on the Northeast Generals. On Tuesday, the two teams traded goals in a busy first period. Mark Tisdale got it started for the Sharks, but Javon Fogelgren would knot things up with his first goal of the postseason. His brother Zaya had something to say about that. He puts the Sharks back in front. The Sharks take a 4-2 lead into the third period and picked up goals from Matthew Anastasio and Alexander Gamzatov to secure a 6-3 victory in Game 1. That meant the Bobcats needed to win last night to keep their season alive, and unfortunately for them, it was the Sharks that came out hot and jumped out to a commanding 4-0 lead thanks to goals from Gamzatov, Sam Brickley, Anastasio, and Dylan Harbour. The Bobcats would cut the deficit in half as Javon Fogelgren and James Sanderson scored in the third period, but a late goal from Stephen Conklin would be the nail in the coffin. The Sharks advanced to the East Division semifinals. All series in the Fraser Cup Playoffs are best 2 out of 3. First team to win 2 games advances. We'll get into that wild card stuff next week. Now that the dust has settled on the play-in series, the Sharks will play against the Generals this weekend. What can we say about the Gens? They score a lot. 245 goals in the regular season, second most in the league. They have won 6 in a row and are 9-1 in their last 10. They are red hot. Titans and hat tricks. This one is an interesting series. Both teams affiliated with NAHL programs. Both teams with a couple of studs. The season-long head-to-head series saw the junior hat tricks win at 5-3, taking 3 of the last 4. Nick Cullinan and Nikita Kovalev are the names to look out for up front for Danbury. Cullinan has scored 25 goals in just 23 games, while Kovalev has 39 points in 27 contests. The Titans counter with Brandon Avazov, who has 27 goals and 64 points to lead the team. He has been named the East Division Star of the Week 4 times this season. Moving over to the Central Division, top-seeded Rochester takes on Oregon. The Grizzlies dominated the tradesmen, winning 7 of their 8 head-to-head matchups in the regular season. Rochester boasts some of the top players in the league, with Peyton Hart, Garrett Smith, Matt DeRosa. It's a pretty hungry group in Rochester, as they have a lot of veterans that can't wait to play some playoff hockey, given what happened last year. Sam Vanderhoven, Parker Severson, and Jacob Best are the big 3 from Oregon. They'll need to play their best hockey in order to pull off the upset. Then we got one of the top rivalries in the league with the St. Louis Junior Blues and the Peoria Mustangs matching up. Peoria is about as balanced as they come, with 10 players putting up at least 20 points this season. Let's not forget about Cole Walter in net. The Rochester native went 19-8 this season with a 1.76 goals against average and a 9.31 save percentage to go with 5 shutouts. All of those numbers rank in the top 5 in the league. The Junior Blues will be aiming to get back to the Fraser Cup for the 5th consecutive season. Over in the Frontier Division, the Sheridan Hawks take their 38-game winning streak into the postseason. The league's top offense has Missoula in its sights. A few names to look out for on the Hawks: the league's leader in points and goals, Jacob Cummings, Blake Billings, Justin Schwartzmiller, and Jack Harris all scored over 30 goals. Missoula will need a big effort from Liam Bland, Pablo Frank, and Trevor Prince, plus a great weekend from the guys in goal. Outside of Sheridan, the Americans come in as maybe the hottest team in the league, as they have points in their last 11 games. They will host the Gillette Wild in their first round series. These clubs only met 4 times all year, with the last game coming in December. Great Falls won 3 out of 4 of those games. Jake Hayes and Alex Jackson lead the Americans offensively as they both reach the 40-point plateau. The Wild are led by Declan Young, who registered 38 goals and 70 points. Those 70 points were good for 5th best in the NA3HL. To the south we go, as we have the Texas Brahmas hosting the Atlanta Capitals. The defending champions have a lot of firepower returning from that championship team in 2019. Tyler Blanchard, Jack Cooper, Jacob Calendike, and Matej Polfi are just a few names that have already won a Fraser Cup championship. They had the most points in the league after the COVID-canceled season, and if not for the pandemic, maybe we're talking about a 3rd straight title for the boys from Texas. Atlanta, on the other hand, is looking for their first Fraser Cup appearance since 2017. Nicholas Cyprian and Gunnar Moore lead the charge offensively. Eddie Slack and his 20 goals will also be looked upon to help lead the upset. Then we have two teams in their first NA3HL seasons as the El Paso Rhinos head to Oklahoma City for a date with the Blazers. Oklahoma City took 5 of the 8 head-to-head matchups this season. 6 of the 8 games were decided by just a single goal. Both teams finished with 62 points on the year, but OKC had one more win, which was a tiebreaker. OKC has their leader, Artem Korolev, is 71 points leading the way. Meanwhile, Aberdeen Wings tender John Mulvihill had the most points for the Rhinos with 61. On to the always entertaining West Division. North Iowa, with a win on Saturday, won their second straight division title over Granite City. They will be dealt the 4th-seeded Alexandria Blizzard. 2 years ago, the Blizzard became the first 4-seed to ever win its first-round series when they upset Granite City back in 2019. They very well can do that again this time around, as the season series belonged to North Iowa, but just by a 6-4 margin. The Bulls will look to Carson Jones, Lucas Jorgensen, and Jack Campion to lead the offense. Let's not forget about Kel Noss on the blue line, who's 38 points, the most among defensemen on the team. Granite City will get Wilmer in their opening round series. It was a loss to Wilmer just last Wednesday that gave North Iowa the inside track on the division race. Despite that loss, the Jacks took 7 out of 10 games against the Warhawks this season. The top scorer in the Granite City lineup is the captain Carson Simon, 23 goals and 41 points, both tops on the team. Braden Bartu is a point-per-game guy, and let's not forget about Hanson O'Leary, who had 11 goals and 28 points this season. Wilmer is pretty deep in their own right, 8 players with at least 20 points. Jack Willis, Dylan Gajewski, and Alex Kupka are a few names that stand out. Then we've got Jonah Jangula, the former Lumberjack. You don't think he wants to knock out his former team? Him and the Warhawks can get their chance this weekend. You can watch every playoff game live on Hockey TV. Follow the NA3HL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out our YouTube channel for highlights for every game in the Fraser Cup Playoffs. And be sure to check out NA3HL.com for the latest news and notes from around the league. Thank you for tuning in this week. We'll be back next week to break down the division finals. Until then, I'm Vinny Paracelli. Thanks for watching.